Hello and welcome to a long-awaited video. This is going to be the official tour of Antillia. I could not be more excited for this. I have been working on this island for 5 months, literally 5 whole months, and at last it is complete. So I am super excited to share that with you all today. I am just pumped. I can't wait to start my new island, which I guess by the time you're watching this, I have. Make sure you check out the live stream that I posted yesterday. Without further ado, let's head on over to Antillia. I stopped at a friend's island. That's why I have the generic Nook flag right here, so that I could show you the flyover for Antillia. So let's go. So here is the flyover for Antillia in its final stage. If you visit the dream address, there will be gifts here on the pathway. There's a book there now, so I guess we have a fun little game of whose is this to play today. While we're here, a friendly reminder that if you want any of the custom designs that I've used, they are linked in the description. So, from the perspective of just visiting Antillia, here we have the little island flag. It's the daisy flag. This was not custom made for me, so you can find that custom design code in the link in the description, like I said. We've got a blue airport. I feel like green would have worked better, or even yellow for this island, but I like blue, so that's what we got here. For the entrance, I want it to be very abandoned. I'm going to go over some of the lore for Antillia as we go along, but let me share the map really quick. Here is Antillia in its complete state. Also, we have a red visiting today, and I believe Isabel said there was a campsite villager, so lots of exciting stuff going on today. There is the dream address, so feel free to go ahead and dream. This is the official release. Yeah, exciting. I can't wait to see you all there on Antillia. Please feel free to send pictures or tag me on Instagram. I would love to see you visiting. Yeah, I've spent so much time working on this island, and I'm so happy to finally share it with everyone. You can see my villagers here. We've got Deli, Butch, Ruby, Coco, Zell, Pearl, Egbert, Olive, Marty, and Pashmina. So before I run actually through the entrance, I wanted to mention that there is a little hidden pathway here. So if you're standing here at the entrance, you can run through these flowers and behind the bamboo tree, just like I just did, and you'll be able to reach the ancient campsite that I designed. So the lore for the island is that this was the original landing site for the villagers who originally discovered the island. All of them are gone now except for Coco. She was the original villager, the only one who lived all of these years. In the lore, it's been like 1,000 or 2,000 years, so that's important information. But yeah, so the concept here was just to have a nice overgrown campsite area to kind of reflect that it had been abandoned for a long time. I've even got a dinosaur in the back that you can't even see it the way I've positioned the camera. But there is a dinosaur in the back, like a fossil, to add to the mystery of the island. You can see it here. And then in my lore, this beautiful statue is actually a sculpture that honored a long-forgotten goddess of the island, someone the original villagers kind of honored as their patron for the island. So there's not a lot going on here aside from the little tents. We've just got some overgrown nature-y things going on, and yeah, so you wouldn't even be able to get here unless you went through from the entrance directly right here. Moving on, you can see this entrance is very wild, very overgrown. I wanted it to have natural landscaping, so we do have this water and the waterfalls to the left. I just thought that added to the overgrown aspect of the island. Let's pick up this book, see who it belongs to. Speaking of the original villager, here she is. The cutie little Coco. Let's see if this belongs to her. I've never given it to a villager and been right the first time. Oh my gosh, it was Olive. She was the other one standing here. We had a 50-50 shot. Olive, I've got your book. And in return, we are getting a printed layered shirt. Thank you, Olive. So as you can see, since we've just been given a shirt, I guess I'll talk about it now, but I'm wearing like a little research adventurer outfit. I didn't have the actual adventurer outfit from Able Sisters, so I just put this together in my finishing Antillia video. I was like, you know what, we're just gonna go for it. So this is the outfit I'm wearing on my dream address island, so I just thought it would reflect the fact that the idea here is I am the only human because I came as part of a research study on the island to kind of figure out the island's lore. So that's why I'm here among all of these animal villagers, and that's why I'm dressed like this, because I'm going around kind of investigating the island scientifically. So the entrance empties right here at Resident Services. I think there's less to see to the right, so we'll go there first. If Ruby could let us by. Hi Ruby, hi Queen. First of all, I wanted the neighborhood to be centered around Resident Services because my whole theme was a city surrounded by encroaching wilderness. So like, this is the remnant of this ancient civilization. Part of their city has survived. First of all, we have Pearl's house here with some cute flowers, a well. I wanted it to still feel kind of overgrown, which is why I have the daisy path on top of the stone path. Then just to the right of her house is the spa area. A nice little zen spot for all of the villagers to enjoy. And the neighborhood stretches up to the first cliff tier. Here we've got Butch's house. I love his house interior. If you haven't seen it, you should. And here is his little bakery. It's just a little spot for the villagers to hang out. I think it's so cute. I really like the view here as well of the beach. I'm just really happy with how Butch's area turned out as a whole. I really like the color theme, and I just think it looks nice and abandoned, but still chic. Obviously, you can see there's some stuff going on in the background that we're going to explore, but here is Zell's house, a cutie. He's just casually here in the neighborhood. Then across, we've got Olive's house with a little picnic basket. Very cute, very fitting for her. And then Marty's house. I'm not a big fan of his house exterior, but it looks okay here, I think. He's just got this little garden. Maybe this is a cauliflower garden. Ignore the fact that they're like mums, chrysanthemums. And to finish out the city, I have this little seating area here, just a little bench with a bike. I really like how this turned out. It's so simple, but so cute. And then Ruby's house. So these are all the villagers that make up the city portion of the island, and the other villagers are part of the wilderness. So I tried to pick those who had more natural looking houses, but a couple of them look like they could also fit in the city. Back over here at Pearl's house, if you go down, you're gonna see this little bench and then a river. So when you cross it, you can either go that way, which leads to the side beach, or you can go down, which leads to the southern beach on the island. Oh my gosh, Pearl is speaking to us. Hi. She's giving us an Aldai. I think that's how you pronounce it. Thank you, Pearl. So here I put the bunny day topiaries. I just think they're so pretty. So here they are as a framing device for the entrance to the beach, and I wanted this to feel abandoned but also cute. So we've got the heart-shaped bouquet here. I really love how much yellow went into this island because it's a color I usually try to avoid, and here I didn't. Here I embraced it. Over to the right is Deli's house, labeled on the dream address map as Deli's Deli. It's actually more of a bakery, but we don't talk about it. I've got a little camper van here and the tables, and I just think this is such a nice area on the beach. I'm really proud of how it turned out, so I'm really thrilled about that. Above the deli/bakery, we have just where the deck kind of ends. We have a fountain and a deer scare for the aesthetic. And yeah, it just kind of fades away into empty beach for a while. This is the path I was talking about that leads to the bridge. So from the bridge to the side beach. And over there is the spa we looked at a little bit ago. I put some random pathing so the beach wouldn't feel so empty because I just was not going to fill it with furniture. And here we have this little seating area. I actually made this build into a YouTube short. I just wanted to do a very small build to kind of break up the really long builds that I usually do. And I really like how it turned out. I just didn't overthink it and it turned out so cute. So this is one of the only like truly decorated beaches. I also really like my island to be super navigable, so if you go back here, you can hop right across, you don't have to go back down the beach, and boom, you're at Egbert's house. This is actually my favorite villager house setup. I just love this little duck pond. Again, code's in the description, so you can use this as well. And on the beach for him, he just has a little picnic area where he can lie down. I kind of put this palm tree in the way where you can't really see the picnic area very much, but there's a ukulele and some snacks because Egbert is a lazy villager, so that's just the kind of chill vibes he gives. Again, we've got a lot of white and yellow flowers to create the overgrown vibe, and then back here is my peninsula. I kept the peninsula completely natural. I don't know, I do not like the super narrow peninsulas. And I just didn't know what to do with this one. I mean, it ends with only the 2 squares here. So I just left it natural. I figured that would do the trick. I also have this natural boulder here. I didn't do a rock garden, so I figured just leaving them in natural spots around the island would be a good remedy for that. Then this beach rock does not have a theme. It's just, you know, a way to use the nuptial bell. Still cute, though. In the dream address, I left a ladder by resident services, so if you'd like to, beside Egbert's house is the entrance to the forest shrine, which was my very first build in collaboration with EJ Plays. This was the first thing to exist on Antillia with significant terraforming, so that's like a really nostalgic place for me. I rarely ever come here because it does require a ladder, but if you visit the dream address, you can come up and check it out for yourself. If you go left from Egbert's house, you come into the shopping district. So this is behind the neighborhood. If I go forward, you can see Zell's house. So Nook's Cranny is here with some natural landscaping and the fortune cookie cart, which I just love because it matches Nook's Cranny so well. And I put Able Sisters on the next cliff up. Here I have some custom designs laid out, and I just really liked how this turned out. Again, we've got natural water around, and it's very overgrown, and I don't know, I think it came out exactly how I wanted it to. And that red leather jacket in the window right now is actually kind of a vibe. As you can see, we're pretty near the back of the island at this point. I have this little plaza here, kind of like a forgotten courtyard that used to be, you know, a place to meet up and everything, but again, it's being reclaimed by nature. We've got leaves everywhere, the bricks are kind of fading away. It's no longer a plaza, more so just a forgotten seating area. Behind here is the legendary Coco. The original villager does still reside on the island. She has taken up painting in her spare time. I just thought this painting fit so well with her house aesthetic. It just fit all the colors right, and I gave her some laundry, a well, and we are lucky to have Red blessing us today, so you can see how that looks with the secret beach. All of the colors are really nicely combining here. I'm very glad that he decided to show up today. In terms of island lore, we're really not sure what Coco's plans are for the island. Does she remember thousands of years ago when she landed? Does she know what happened to the other villagers who were with her, the original villagers? No one knows. She's cute though. Moving even further to the left here, we're moving on to the west side of the island, and I've got a little picnic spot here. I meant to add some more things here, but I didn't want it to feel cluttered, so I ended up just leaving it like this. I did add some more flowers and trees around it, so it felt more enclosed and kind of secretive. But yeah, so this is just a super cozy little picnic spot. I also wanted somewhere to put this bridge, so here it is, hidden but still important to the island. And then this area kind of overlooks my house, or underlooks. It's below my house, as you can see, but it kind of frames the little river slash pond that I have in front of my home area. Like I said, I tried to add some of the villagers in nature, so we saw Egbert's house, and here is Pashmina's house. I love her house design. I think it's so gorgeous. I think it would have fit in the city as well, but here I've given her just a little overgrown pathway. So it's like she's out here, she has her nice little riverside house, and she's, you know, chilling out. She's hanging. South from her house, if you go this way, just leads back to the resident services area that we've already explored. So I'm going to keep going in the bottom left part of the island. Here is my sunflower field. If you missed that build, it was one of my favorites. It's very casual. It doesn't really have, you know, any kind of building it's centered around. It's just a nice overgrown garden. And also these lattice designs I thought were so gorgeous. This is an area I have photographed so many times on my island. I just think it's great. I love this pathway. This is a forgotten little path to the museum. So here we are at Blather's, just his domain. Here we have mega overgrown vibes, and everything I think turned out really well. I really like the water terraforming here and all of the flowers. This was another very early build that I did, and I never had the urge to tear it down, so that's cool. Also, secret beach, not beach, bench. Secret bench. This way leads to my house. We can go ahead and check that out before we finish up the island and check out the campsite villager. I literally meant for my dream address to have the mailbox not be lighting up, and then I ended up messing up and having to redo the dream address, so really sorry for those of you who are bothered by the mailbox having mail. It does in the dream address. To go along with Antillia's story that I am here as a researcher, this is a messy research room. This house was like a decrepit building on the island that I have repurposed to be my study area. So here I have a little globe where I look at my location, kind of determine how it relates to other places. I still have the move-in boxes you get in the tent in the very beginning because I thought those would be interesting little furniture items to have. And then my friend Maria sent this statue, so I included it in this room because I felt like it fit. It's something that we're studying as history of the island. Everything here kind of centers around research, so we've got document stacks, we've got toolboxes, my clothes are hanging up to dry right now, and I've tried to block off all of the other doorways because I just didn't have other rooms to add to this house, but we will visit upstairs and downstairs. Also, importantly, the Tom Nook sign is kind of a reflection that we are studying the culture of the island. Why do the people here, the animals, why do they answer to this tanuki? And we've also got these little art plaques because I was like, you know what, maybe I'm serving my queen overseas who sent me here. Upstairs, like I mentioned, well, I didn't mention, but this is my bedroom, so I wanted to keep it very bare bones. Like, I was hastily putting it together. I don't spend a lot of time here. I'm mostly researching, so it's just here for funsies, so that I have a place to rest. I gave myself a bath, a bed, and some clothes hanging. I also have a little fire here because I was like, you know, the house is so messed up, I'd probably not be concerned about it. Also on this wall, I have the villagers all listed with Tom Nook. This is kind of like a connection board like you see in like police headquarters where they're like connecting the dots. So I'm like, who is Tom Nook and what is his connection to these villagers? Maybe those were some of the original villagers. These are all photos that I've gotten from Lost Falls, and then Maple's photo was a gift to me, so none of these are on the island currently. Maybe they are part of the island's history that are very important. And then the important question, who is Isabel and what does she have to do with this island's story? Honestly, my island lore is just one big conspiracy. Another way I wanted to honor my island's lore in the house was the basement has been completely overgrown. It's been overtaken by nature, so I put these little lights out and it's like the jungle at night. I didn't have any Sahara wallpapers, so I was like, you know what, this is a DIY, it's achievable, and it fits my theme. It's got some mysterious statue going on. We have a frog friend. I think that this is my favorite room in the house, honestly. It's very natural, and as simple as it is, I'm really happy with how it turned out. A few people when I built this were like, isn't it annoying to have to like hop on these little columns to get back to the rest of your island? But as you can see, I actually hid a warp pipe behind this tree and it leads back to the front of the island. So we'll use that to explore the west side. Here we are back in the sunflower field. So if you go up from there, you'll find the Bunny Day inspired beach rock that I did. It really doesn't fit with the rest of the island, but I did it in collaboration with some beloved YouTuber friends. Definitely check out the build I did for this and make sure you look at theirs as well. I think this is just such a nice area because it has memories associated with it. It was more than just a speed build, it was a friend build. And I didn't decorate all the beaches like I said, so there is some like empty-ish kind of space here. But then I have this mini island and I created a little overlook over here. So here's the mini island that I made. You can see the Zen bridge in the background. I think this is a nice view. You can take a snack here and you can go up this little natural incline and find this abandoned overlook. Someone suggested that I add the little medium tree, and I think it's so cute here, and you can still see the bridge really well. We have the wind turbine going, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. It was a burst of motivation for me after I thought I had given up on my island, so this area means a lot to me. It definitely fits with the overgrown fringes of the island, and I'm really happy that it fits in here. I also love these little items, these little lanterns that we got. How cute is that? It also fits Antillia so well. And then just as a little like giggle moment, I added this shrine to Timmy and Tommy on the beach because you know what, they deserve it, especially Tommy. And then we come upon the actual campsite for my island. Like I said, someone happened to be visiting today. Kind of wish I'd waited for today to upload the dream address so that there'd be a tent here. But you win some, you lose some. This area connects to the rest of the island this way, so if you look over here you can see the side of the ancient campsite. It's kind of separated by the river mouth, but over there is the dinosaur fossil, so just so you can kind of get your bearings on the island, that's where we are right now. And then the direction Pashmina just came from leads back to resident services. I didn't want to have to circle all the way back around the cliffs, so if you go this way you are back in the main part of the island. Let's check out who is in the campsite today though, because I'm really curious. I think this is Jacques. Or Jitters? I don't know. It is Jitters. That is the pick-me-up I needed on Antillia's tour day. Thank you, Jitters. I hope you're okay. Please seek help. I feel like all of my tours of my own islands actually end up being so fast, but that is all I have to share on Antillia. The island is done. It's ready to be visited. I hope that you will go and explore, hang out on the island, see everything that we have built together the past few months with your input and my wavering motivation. We did eventually finish Antillia, and that is so cool to me. I'm just so happy that we made it here. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and let me know if you do end up visiting Antillia. I've been so excited to share it all with you, and I hope that you enjoyed this little bit of island lore that I created as I went along. I hope you have a beautiful day. Goodbye!